Hey friends, welcome back. Today's day 7. I can't believe we've already been at this for a week. It's fantastic. I want to thank to everybody who's been reaching out and supporting me. I love hearing your stories. I love hearing what your goals are. I love seeing the changes that you're trying to make. Hey, you know what? One thing is, we don't quit. We never quit. We just keep moving forward. I think that is the biggest difference between people who have success in their lives and people who don't. People who are successful don't quit. We're going to keep going. We make logical decisions. We step away from things that aren't working out. That's fine. We're thinkers. But we never quit. And thank you for keeping going with me. We have over 1,000 subscribers to this channel. And I'm really excited to keep things moving forward. I'm going to keep coming back. We have 30 videos to do in 30 days. This is totally unprofessional. I don't have any sort of a team supporting me or anything like that, right? It's just me talking, and I'm sharing experience that that I've had success from, my friends, my family. These are the things that we do to get anything it is we want in our lives. You can do the exact same thing. We're no different than you. Hey, when I was 16 years old, I had a stroke, massive brain damage. I was the longest clinically documented death case in America. So if I can do it, anybody can. You know, I constantly am out and about and I see different folks. And I always just think when I'm talking to them, you know, they tell me what they want or what's going wrong with them. And I always think the solution to your problems is not in recanting your problems. The solution to your problems is in defining an approach that will resolve the problem. You know, and we think positively. We think in the how we can do things, not in the why it can't be done. I personally have no time to spend with anybody who wants to sit around and talk about how things can't be done. That's not a conversation that I even want to be a part of. I have no energy for that. As you move forward and you're progressing towards your goals, those are conversations you're going to learn to avoid as well. The drama, people come and talk to you. They want to complain about their spouse. You know that we don't complain about family. Family is our team. And if we are to get into an argument and win an argument over somebody in our family, then we've won over somebody on our team. And our team can't win if somebody on the team is losing. So we keep things moving forward. And I want to share with you a quick story here that I think is relevant, and I think it's something that it's been impactful for me. It's a story that I think about quite often. I ran out to get a coffee this morning with my beautiful wife, and this is a story that we were talking about, and I thought, you know, I'm going to bring this up today in our conversation. And so a preacher is walking down a country road, and he's walking by farm after farm until he comes upon a farm that is immaculate. It's beautiful. The crops are beautiful. They've been cared for. The home is painted. It's in good repair. The barn, painted, in good repair. In fact, the preacher can't seem to find a problem with the farm. It's just gorgeous and beautiful. And as he continues to walk past it, he notices the farmer standing out in the front yard. And he says to the farmer, "Farmer, God truly has blessed you with a beautiful block of land." And the farmer turns to the preacher and says, "You should have seen this place when he had it all to himself." Now, I think the lesson that we garner from this story is that this is our gift, friends. You have a body, you have a mind that have been gifted to you. And it's up to you to cultivate these gifts and to make them into the best they can possibly be. The mind is a fertile field, and whatever you plant in the mind is exactly what you're going to get. I think as we move forward through these days, the one thing that I want you to take away, I think, from our interaction, that the most impactful secret of all is you become whatever it is you think about most of the time. Whatever you're thinking about most of the time, that's where your results will come from. That's where you're going to be. Thoughts become things. And we want to make sure that the seeds we're planting in our field, or in this case, the seeds we're planting in the mind. And I also refer to the mind as a computer program, or a computer. So you can also think of it as the programming that we put into our mind is a dictator of the results we get in life. Okay? So constantly, everywhere I go, I'm always managing my thoughts. If I have a negative thought come into my mind, the first thing I do is immediately turn it into a positive thought. Sometimes I do think, wow, we can't do that. But I'm thinking that in my head. I'm not saying it with my mouth. And then I immediately try to change that. I immediately say, yes, we can do it. And then I try to think of a couple of reasons why it can be done. You got to push the negative out. You've got to constantly be thinking positive thoughts. You got to think about the why you can have anything you want, why you can do this, why you can do that. And when other people approach you with negativity or drama, we find positive ways or kind ways to avoid the conversation. Step away, pull the piece of paper out of your pocket, read 7 times over. This is going to be the best day of my life. Just read it over and over and over again, friends. The reason that I want you to continue to do that, and I know it's repetitive, you're thinking, wow, man, all this guy does is just read this. It's going to be the best day of my life all the time. You know what? It's turned me into one of the most positive people you're ever going to meet. You ask anybody, they'll say, wow, that guy's really positive. He's always talking about, progress and how we can make things better. And, it takes a while, but eventually you put the right programming up here and you say today's going to be the best day of my life over and over and over enough times, you're going to believe it. Do you know advertising works? That's why companies spend billions of dollars every year to advertise to you on TV their products so that you'll go out and buy them. What I'm trying to get you to do is to advertise to yourself a positive outlook so you'll buy that. I want you to buy that positive attitude, so that you can move things forward in your life and have incredible success. Now, I always tell my kids, readers are leaders, okay? And I believe in reading. I tell you what, I read books, I gobble them up like Pac-Man gobbles up little power pellets. And I tell you what, one of the first books I want to recommend to you, I don't want to put you in a situation where you feel like you have to go out and buy something, okay? There are options. We have public libraries. You could always go to the library and grab this book I'm going to recommend. There are some free audio versions of this book. There's even a condensed version that Earl Nightingale, who is an old motivational speaker that I just love to listen to, he has a condensed version of this book, and it's posted out on YouTube, free for anybody to listen to. I do want to recommend to you, though, that you get the actual book itself. There is a magic in reading the words. I think that science has actually shown that we retain information a little bit better when we listen to it via audiobook versus reading the book. But I have found, and people that I know have just found, a certain magic that exists in reading the word. It changes you. And when I read a good book, I always read it through a second time. Why? Because I think when you read a book through the second time, you don't see something that was in the book that wasn't there before. You see something in yourself that wasn't there before. So what I want to do is I just want to recommend this book to you. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now, over the course of these 30 videos, I'm going to recommend a couple of other books, but this is a book that I think can make a big difference for you. If you would go out and get this book as soon as you can, start reading it, start going through it, it can change your results like night and day. And these are the things we're working through. We're trying to get better results, right? So try this book if you can. If you can get it at the library, fine. I do know it's available on a major online retailer. That's also the name of a famous forest in South America. They actually have this book for $14.95, and you can have it delivered the same day or the next day. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not supporting them in any way or recommending them. I just know that's where you can get the book. It's where I've bought hundreds of these books that I've given to people that I love and care about. I recommend 3 different books. This is the first one. This book plants the seeds in your brain that begins to change things for you. A lot of the information that I'm giving you now and things that I'm asking you to do of a repetitive nature are ideas that have come from this book. Why is this book so important? Because Napoleon Hill was introduced to 500 of the most successful people in the world by a man by the name of Andrew Carnegie. And I'm sure you know who Andrew Carnegie was. He was the wealthiest man in the world for his time frame. And he inevitably became a philanthropist. And he's given millions of dollars away all over the world to needful causes and associations that require a financial gain to continue to do the good things that they do. This is where I want you to get. I want you to be so successful that down the road, you're going to be able to make decisions like this to help to benefit and impact other people's lives. It's all I want to do with my time. It's a fantastic way to live your life, to give to others. So Andrew Carnegie approached Napoleon Hill and said, I'm going to introduce you to 500 of the most successful, wealthiest people in the world. I want you to interview them. And then I want you to document what it is that these people are doing that's so different from everybody else. Why are they getting the results they're getting? So Napoleon Hill dedicated 25 years of his life traveling around the world, meeting the 500 most successful people that Andrew Carnegie could introduce him to. He documented the information and he put it in a book. Now, I'm telling you, if there's somebody out there that met 500 of the most successful people in the world, and they put that information in a book, I'm thinking he probably knows something that you and I don't. So it's worth your time to read this book. This is a fantastic book. It doesn't take long to read. It's the first book that I recommend. I'm going to continue to recommend steps for you to take. I assume this morning you read your list, you keep it by your nightstand, and just keep reading that list. And here's the reason why. Doug's asking me to continue to do the same stuff all the time because it is the repetitive nature of the information that I'm giving you that's going to make changes up here. We don't make changes after we hear things once. We hear things 1,000 times, it makes a change. I read a book through the second time. I don't see something that was in the book that wasn't there before. I see something that's in myself that wasn't there before because it's the repetitive nature of garnering the right information over and over and over again that changes things for us. I want to help you make the right changes. I'm not going to tell you what changes to make because here's the deal. I can't change you. You can only change yourself. If I try to force change on you, you'll push back against that. Nobody wants to be changed unless they decide to change for themselves. I'm just trying to help you. I care about you, and I want to see you succeed. I think it's going to be amazing. Things are probably already changing for you. You know, and when people come and approach you with negativity and the same old, we need to find kind and kind ways to just kind of step away from those conversations. Be kind to everybody. You know, we're changing and people are going to notice that. So they're going to approach us a little differently. So we want to make sure that we're always as kind as we can possibly be to those people. This is new for them. This is new for you. Just be nice to them. Help them in every way you can. And just be as genuine as you possibly can be. People respect that. You know, I'm going to recommend something to you. Try this tomorrow or today even, just with a few people that you meet. When somebody asks you, hey, how you doing today? I say, I'm doing so good, I almost need 2 of me to enjoy it all. I say that to people all the time, and you know what? I always get a smile. People want to be around happy people. People want to be around successful people, and people want to be around people who smile. So smile and be happy and be kind to everyone. Because I'm going to tell you what, there's a law in the universe, and this is one of the most impactful and important laws that you can observe. What you put out there is exactly what you're going to get back. Be nice to people. People are going to be nice to you. Help people and people will help you. Okay, so I had one recommendation of a book. Don't forget Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The guy met 500 of the most successful people in the world. I tend to believe that he knows something that you and I don't, and we could probably garner some benefits from reading the information that he documented. I've never stopped reading this book. I keep this book on my desk. I take it with me everywhere I go, and I read it over and over and over. In fact, there's some pages in this book that I find so fascinating, the information. It's like an aha moment for me. I'm like, you know what? That makes complete and total sense. And I read that page over and over and over again. And here's why. It is, again, the repetitive nature of the right information that's going to make the changes for you. You watch these videos every day. Keep watching these videos. Watch them over. Keep doing the things that I'm recommending. Every morning when you wake up, read your list. At night before you go to bed, read your list. And I don't know if I mentioned this, and if you're not doing this already, I want you to read that list out loud and be proud, because those are the things that are going to be coming into your life, and those are the wins we're looking forward to having. You need to be excited about it. There's going to be a few new things that we're going to start doing in the next couple of days as we kind of narrow down to achieving each of these individual things that we want to have in our life. Friends, we have a ways to go. It's only been 1 week. I'm going to keep going with you, and I promise to be back tomorrow. I promise to keep trying to do a little better every day if you promise me that you'll keep trying to do a little better every day. We're in this together. You're going to have amazing success. I'm proud of you, and I'm excited for what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Listen, have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Hug your family. They love you. And I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.